is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Welcome to a brand new episode of CNB Bazaar Buzz here on NDTV Prime. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patankar and this is today's lineup. The Hyundai Grand i10 is back with its facelifted avatar. We have the full review. Eicher and Polaris have joined hands to bring you this, the Multix. And we have the review of the Multistrada 1200S from Ducati. So we begin then with a look at the Hyundai Grand i10. Now the car's been around since 2013 and it's sold more than 5 lakh units. If you take into account exports, well, it's almost 6 lakh units. And so it's been a real popular best-selling model for Hyundai. But you might think that sales have been declining of late. Nothing of the sort. It saw about a 30% growth in sales year on year in January. And so it makes the timing really great for the company to bring in the facelift. The car does have a few changes and some really much needed updates on the interior. Here's my review. The Grand i10 from Hyundai has been facelifted. The model has been around since 2013 when it was launched alongside the regular i10, unlike in other markets where it replaced that car. And yes, it's called Grand i10 since we get the longer wheelbase version that's 100mm longer overall than the European spec. The car also won the NDTV Car of the Year award in 2014 and has been a bestseller for Hyundai. So at first glance, you'll be forgiven for thinking this is the same old Grand i10. It doesn't scream facelift, but that front grille is very new and different. And on the Sports and the Asta, which are the top two trims, you get the signature daytime LED running lights as well. So yes, the face looks different with those two elements. You also get air intakes in the front bumper. The sides and rear are mostly unchanged, but you have new alloy wheels. At the rear, the significant change is the new black insert in the bumper to create a two-tone look that is very fresh and different and does look like the European version. It still comes in petrol and diesel, with the petrol getting the auto option, but the diesel engine is new. Inside, the cabin is familiar territory, but with a twist. Now on the inside, it's a familiar layout. You still have that two-tone beige and black look, and it's pretty effective and nicely done. But on the top-end version, you get the 7-inch screen now, which is brand new. And the Era and the Magna, the two base versions, they don't get pretty much anything because even the Bluetooth connectivity isn't available there. The start-stop button is only on the Asta, which is the absolute top trim. But it's nice to have this bigger screen because it has a better interface. It gives you the option of both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's nice too. The steering mounted controls were there earlier, but now you have this little voice recognition option as well that's been thrown into the top end version. And overall, the car just gets a little bit more contemporary, and it's still as comfortable and roomy, of course, as it always was. The petrol is the zippy and familiar 1.2 litre that we know well. Gearbox options are 5-speed manual or 4-speed automatic. The diesel is now a 1.2 litre U2 CRDI, unlike the previous 1.1. The Grand i10 was always compelling and a bestseller. The updates make it a more relevant car in today's market. With prices starting from 4,58,000 rupees for the petrol and 5,68,000 rupees for the diesel, it's obvious that Hyundai has also slashed some of the prices on the Grand i10, and that shows you just how aggressive it remains with this car. And don't forget, it has to match up to competitors as strong as the Maruti Suzuki Swift, new Ignis, and the Tata Tiago. So that is the new Hyundai Grand i10. Tell us how you like the car. You know how to get in touch with us. We quickly move on now and talk about Multix. Now, it's not really a vehicle you can categorize or compare with anything that currently exists in the market. It's a bit of an off-roader, it's a bit of a cargo carrier, and yes, it will get people around all over different terrains too. Now this is of course very typical of what Polaris does with all its all-terrain vehicles, but it's new territory for Eicher, and the two have come together to form this venture to give you this very special vehicle. Here's our review.
Your cell phone is the perfect example of something that multitasks. Apart from making a call, it can take pictures, send emails, keep you updated with global news, and of course stream all your favorite car and bike videos. But what about cars? Yes, there are a few multi-purpose vehicles or MPVs that can multitask, but what if you're looking for something even more? What if you need to carry 5 people around, carry some material, and use your vehicle to generate electricity at the same time? As strange as that request sounds, there's actually something that can now do that. The Eicher Polaris Multix. The Multix is a practical vehicle. It looks like a mini pickup truck, has cargo space of up to 1,918 liters, can seat 5 people in comfort, and looks quirky in a rather good way. One can happily register the Multix as a personal vehicle and use it as a means of daily commute as well. The most amazing bit about the Multix is that it can generate up to 3 kilowatts of electricity with the help of an optional export attachment. It can be used to power up a small house or be used to run the water pump and help in farm irrigation. The applications are limitless.
The engine makes around 9 bhp of power and 27 Nm of torque, and this vehicle is bare bones. I've driven this vehicle for quite a bit now, and I'm seriously considering getting one. And that's because it has an absolutely flawless ride quality. And that's because all the wheels get independent suspension, which translates into beautiful ride quality.
510cc engine is mated to a 4-speed manual transmission and gets an astonishing 28.45 kilometers per litre. Every bit of the Multix oozes practicality and efficiency. It was designed to amble around at speeds of 35 to 55 kilometers per hour, and so it does happily. The Multix sits 225 mm above the ground, which means it can take on the worst of roads and bumps. The interior is absolutely bare bones, and there are no such frills as AC, music system, airbags, power windows, and so on. There are seat belts for all 5 passengers though. Now the Multix isn't for you and me, unless of course you want to use it as a recreational vehicle. This vehicle is mainly for the small business owner or the farmer who wants an automobile that is basic and reliable but can still carry his family to the nearest town, for a movie on the weekend while carrying his sugarcane, wheat and rice during the week. The fact that it can also make electricity and can be used as a generator is a bonus. There is literally no other vehicle in India that can do all of this, and that by itself is a huge selling point for the Multix. The abbreviation MPV seems to have finally met its match.
Let's slip into a short break here. I come back and answer some of your questions. Keep watching CNB Bazaar Buzz.